A person avoids difficult tasks again and again. Important work keeps getting delayed without a clear reason. Comfort feels easier than effort every single time. Challenges appear but get ignored quietly. Responsibilities feel heavy and get pushed forward. Action gets replaced with excuses. Days pass in comfort without real progress. Weeks pass without meaningful improvement. Time moves forward, but growth stays behind. The habit feels harmless at first. The pattern feels normal in the beginning. The damage remains invisible. Slowly, something starts changing inside. Confidence begins getting weaker. Discipline begins disappearing. The person does not notice the shift immediately. The change happens quietly. The impact becomes real later. A hidden truth exists behind this behavior. What is avoided does not disappear. What is avoided begins to define you. Today's topic reveals this reality. Today's topic explains this silent change. Today's topic is, you are slowly becoming what you avoid. A person avoids difficult tasks again and again, even when they are clearly important. Important work keeps getting delayed without any strong or logical reason. Comfort always feels easier than effort in every situation. Challenges appear in front of the person, but they get ignored quietly without much thought. Responsibilities begin to feel heavier than they actually are in reality. Action slowly gets replaced with excuses that sound reasonable. Days pass in comfort without any real sense of achievement or progress. Weeks pass without meaningful improvement in skills or confidence. Time continues moving forward, but growth stays behind. The habit feels harmless and normal in the beginning of this pattern. The routine feels easy and stress-free at first glance. The damage remains invisible for a long time. Slowly, something begins changing deep inside the personality and mindset. Confidence starts getting weaker with every avoided action. Discipline begins disappearing without any clear signal. The person does not notice this shift immediately as it happens gradually. The change is silent and almost unnoticeable in daily life. The impact becomes visible only after a long time. A hidden truth exists behind this behavior that most people ignore. What is avoided does not actually disappear from life. What is avoided begins shaping identity slowly. Avoiding difficult conversations makes communication weaker over time. Ignoring responsibilities reduces reliability and trust in abilities. Delaying action builds a habit of hesitation. The mind begins accepting comfort as the normal way of living. Effort starts feeling uncomfortable and unnecessary. Growth becomes something distant and difficult. The person starts believing that there is still enough time to change later. The illusion of tomorrow becomes very strong and convincing. Delay becomes a permanent habit. Opportunities appear, but they are not taken seriously when they arrive. Chances come and pass without creating any impact. Regret begins forming silently in the background. The person begins noticing others who are moving forward with confidence. Some people take action even when things are not perfect. Some people grow despite facing challenges. Comparison begins creating discomfort and internal pressure slowly. Others seem more successful, more confident, and more disciplined. This realization starts feeling heavy. The question begins forming inside the mind again and again. Why is nothing changing despite having potential? Why does progress feel so far away? The answer starts revealing itself through honest observation. Avoidance has become a daily habit that controls behavior. Comfort has replaced growth completely. Every avoided task adds to the weakness of discipline. Every delayed action reduces self-trust gradually. Every excuse strengthens the habit of inaction. The person begins understanding that this pattern cannot continue forever. Something must change before it becomes permanent. Awareness starts creating discomfort. A small decision is made to face one difficult task instead of avoiding it. A single step is taken despite discomfort and resistance. A new direction begins forming. The first action feels heavy and uncomfortable in many ways. The mind resists and tries to return to old habits quickly. But the step has already been taken. Nothing terrible happens after facing that one task directly. No major failure appears as a result of action. This creates a small but powerful realization. Confidence begins increasing slightly with each completed task. Discipline starts building slowly through repeated effort. Fear begins losing its control gradually. The person starts taking more small actions consistently every day. Avoidance begins reducing step by step with awareness. Progress becomes possible again. Challenges still feel difficult, but they are no longer ignored completely. Responsibilities start getting handled with more confidence. Growth begins appearing slowly. The person who once avoided everything now starts facing situations directly. The same individual begins taking control of life again. Transformation becomes visible. Life starts offering better opportunities as discipline increases. New possibilities appear that were not visible before. Progress becomes real and measurable. Energy begins flowing toward meaningful goals and priorities. Focus improves as distractions are reduced. Results begin showing slowly. The lesson becomes clear through this experience and change. Avoidance was never a solution to any problem. Avoidance was the real problem itself. Every person has this habit in some area of life. Every mind chooses comfort at some point. This struggle is completely normal, but only a few people recognize this pattern early and change it. Only a few take action despite discomfort and fear. Those people create real growth. The future depends on daily actions and decisions. Facing challenges leads to strength and confidence. Avoiding challenges leads to weakness and regret. Never allow comfort to control important decisions in life. Never let avoidance define identity and potential. Never ignore responsibilities repeatedly, because growth always begins outside the comfort zone. Confidence builds through facing difficulties. Success comes through consistent action. Each day offers a new chance to face something difficult. Each moment provides an opportunity to grow stronger. Change is always possible. Keep moving forward even when it feels uncomfortable. Keep taking action even when it feels difficult. Keep growing even when it feels slow. Because what is faced becomes easier over time. What is practiced becomes a strength. What is repeated becomes identity. For more powerful mindset lessons and motivational stories, stay connected with English Bro TV. English Bro TV helps build discipline, remove avoidance, and unlock true potential.